Morning guys, so tiling day. So we've already scraped off all the crap off the walls. We're just protecting the shower tray quickly. So I've got this little 600 by 1.2 metre mat that I usually use for plumbing. It's great because it goes around your pipes and that. So we're going to put that down first. And then we've got some small sheets of this plastic protection which we're then going to tape on top of that and double up like so. And then that is going to give us our protection for our shower tray. Always make sure you do what you can to protect your shower trays, guys. So that's the tray all nicely protected now. So the next job really is going to be starting to worry about what we're going to do about the layout. So we're going to get some tiles up here and we're just going to see how this all works out, what the best way to do it is, find out what pattern they want, etc. Okay, so had a meeting with the client. Originally they were going to go with the brick pattern, which is like a half bond tile effect. But because of the size of the room and the size of the tile, it was going to leave a sliver about that big every other tile on the main shower wall at the back. So after having that conversation and because of the state of the walls, they decided to just go with straight lines. That gives me a tile dead centre and then pretty much a half tile either side, which gives us a nice bond. Gives us plenty of, there's no room for error with the walls running out. Just makes life so much easier for tiling as well. So we've also discussed height. We're going to come slightly higher than the windowsill, but we can pack that up and have a tile set inside it. That way then everything will sail through nicely. It's all clean lines. We have roughly full tile top and bottom, just under. So it's all worked out quite nicely really. So Ricky's just priming the walls. So once that's done and they're dry, we can then start putting some battens around for our first row of full tiles. As you know, I don't do cut tiles and try and work off the floor. Because the floor's not level, I'd be cutting every tile and I'd have to be gauging it by laser and it just makes it harder. So by putting a batten around the walls, just gives me a guaranteed level starting point, and then I can do all the walls up to the finished height. And then when it's all dry, take the battens off, and all I've got to do then is just do individual cuts around the bottom, which I can then pack off the floor to allow for a bit of expansion. And that way then, when the floor goes down, we cover that little gap, and everything looks nice and crisp. So this is the laser line is going to be the finished height. You can see where we've primed to, because we're not going full height here. Basically it's just over half tiled that area. You can see basically from what's been primed the area that's going to be tiled. We will be bringing a tile to this point here following that line up, which will have to be trimmed awkwardly. I'm not sure how we're going to finish that yet. I may just tile to the reveal straight up. That would put that piece in beside the shower. So it's a bit of a tricky one to work out the best way to finish it. I mean, it's going to look a bit odd with a bit of tile trim there, but then with the glass, once the glass goes in with the return into the window, it would probably look fine. That's got to be figured out. I'm not sure how we're going to get around that yet. So you can see that little pencil mark right there, that's going to be our batten height all the way around. I don't really know what else I can explain. Like I said, full tile, half tile, half tile. First job though, once the primer's gone off, we've got to put a silicone bead around our perimeter of our tray to give that a good seal. So we're just going to let that primer go off, and then we're silicone that up, and then we can start tiling. Okay, so primed, laser level, that's our first batten. I only ever batten one wall at a time. I'm not going to go mad battening out all the rest of the walls. I will work on a wall at a time. So first job, get that wall fully tiled. Second job, I will reckon I'll batten this wall, and then I will start tiling that wall because it's the most tricky wall and it's got to be level. I've got to turn the water off in the loft as well, because like an idiot I've left my level over the pipes there, so that's got to come off. But not the end of the world. Okay guys, so I'm just going to give you a little tutorial on how I tile. I mean, I'm not a professional tiler by any long shot, but I'll just give you a little run through on how I do it. So, as you can see, we put a batten on the wall, as I said in the previous video. We're doing a full tile centre, then it's almost half tile, so it gives it a nice even pattern. I always put a nice 10mm spread of muck, and then I will back butter another 10mm spread of muck on the back of that tile. I will level as I will go. I will clean, once I've spread this area, I will clean off that bit of adhesive just so that it doesn't come into the tile like that, because we don't want that affecting the grout. Okay, so first job, get ahead of yourself, more adhesive on the wall. So put it on your trowel, slap it on a couple of little bits just so that you can spread it, like so. Nice, deep, nice and deep. You want to make sure you get plenty of good adhesion. Don't worry about making a mess of the tiles, you can always clean the tiles off. Make sure you get a nice even spread everywhere, like so. And then what I do, find me, there it is, my chisel. Just using an old blunt chisel, just going to scrape off the grout line. And then, clean sponge, always have a bucket of water with you. Just wipe off your your excess in your corners. Make sure you're not going too tight in your corner. Make sure these have a little expansion gap. You've got to allow a little bit of movement. Actually clean your tiles off. Now we're going to be using a Go Proxy resin grout on here. So it's a nice clean resin. That's all on order. It should be here hopefully tomorrow. Okay, so we've got our next line of muck on the wall, and then going to back butter our tile. I like to have a hop up when I get to a standing point, so I'm not bending down so far. Plenty of muck. Again, the walls aren't even in yet, so I'm putting another 10mm spread on my tile, so I get a nice thick bed of adhesive. And then using the sponge, I'm just going to clean up the edges. Making sure we've got no adhesive on the edges. Now basically I'm going to be eyeballing this just for a minute. I'm using these twist self-leveling spacers. These are 2mm. They say 2mm, but they always end up being slightly bigger. Give it a nice good pack down. And then, because I've got my laser in the middle and it's off centre, I will measure to the centre. If I try putting my laser and have it on this edge, because the laser's at an angle, it actually throws out the levels. It doesn't quite work. So at least you get your laser directly in the centre. So I know it needs to be 30. About there. That's looking good. Self-leveling grinders. Make sure you pull down, because as you wind these, you can actually lift the tile. You'll find in a minute what I also do to prevent that. I've got a little nice rubber mallet. Give them a little tap down as well. Make sure it's there. You're level. Make sure you're flat. And that's how it should look. There's a little bit in at the top. Just pull it out a tad. Perfect. So, sorry guys, we're not looking for level because the wall's not perfectly level, but what we're looking for is flat. We're looking for flat on this wall. This wall has to be bang level. We're going to have to take our time and pack the tiles out quite a bit, but on this wall, as long as we're flat and our grout lines are nice and flat, what you want to see is you should be able to do this, sail over all your grout lines. There should be no lips. That's what you want to be seeing. So that's how I tile. Obviously you cut to either side, but make sure you allow a little bit extra, so you got a little bit of wiggle room for your tiles and a little bit of expansion and contraction in the walls. And that's pretty much how we do it. Don't forget guys, check out that YouTube channel. Cheers guys. Coming along nicely. We've almost done on the shower wall, but we have spotted an issue that I didn't quite realise until now, which is I've got to get my head around how I'm going to get around it, because it's going to create me some pretty big problems if I don't do something drastic. So here's my issue. This top right hand corner is all bowing out quite badly, literally just in that corner, only a small amount. But you can see I'm just trying to check my levels now. I checked it everywhere else but except for that very top corner, so now I'm trying to chip it all away so I can get it back to something sort of flat so that I can get my wall tiles level. Otherwise I'm going to have real big issues with the glass screen that's got to go in. So I just got to keep chipping away at it, and then once I'm happy I will then prime it, and then I will skim it over with some adhesive ready for the final tile. I made sure the shower tray was nicely protected. Anyway, I'm just having a good old tidy up after making a massive mess, but it is what it is and we've got to get these things done. Okay, I made the decision, I've got it. I think I've gained about 15 mil, which to be fair, I knew there was going to be a bit of a deeper bed at the bottom of the tile, so I'm not too concerned now. I'm much happier. As you can see now, the laser line is much closer to the corner and it only runs out fractionally now, so I've hacked all that corner out. So I'm going to prime that, and then we're just going to give it a quick skim with the adhesive, and then that should be much better, because I've got to consider this point where our tiles go. So at the moment, if you look where the grout line is, that's the back of tile, so that gives me a reasonable bed by the time it gets to here. Should be good, because we're going to be sailing our tile trimmer through there and straight up there. So that's going to be our tile trim, so we've got it back considerably more than I was expecting to, so I'm a lot happier now. Okay, so shower wall's done, obviously bar the cutting at the bottom where the batten is. I've slapped a good coat of primer on that. I'm probably going to give it another one, and then I'm just going to feather that out ready for tomorrow. So as you know, we labelled all these R1, R2, blah 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 blah, and that's our level line, and they are all pretty much bang on. So because this wall's now pretty level, thanks to me, we can now throw our first line across there. Second line, I'm not sure how we're going to get around the pipes yet. I don't really want to drain down. I'll figure it out one way or the other. But I want to at least get up here to shower height, which I'm not sure where that is, but I can see, yes, this height. So I want to get up to there, this section at least, so then I can do my cuts up. But that's all neither here nor there. So let's crack on. You know what they say, these things are sent to try us, and we will persevere. So keep watching, guys. I've slapped a good coat of primer on that. I'm probably going to give it another one, and then I'm just going to feather that out ready for tomorrow. So as you know, we labelled all these R1, R2, blah 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 blah, and that's our level line, and they are all pretty much bang on. So because this wall's now pretty level, thanks to me, we can now throw our first line across there. Second line, I'm not sure how we're going to get around the pipes yet. I don't really want to drain down. I'll figure it out one way or the other. But I want to at least get up here to shower height, which I'm not sure where that is, but I can see, yes, this height. So I want to get up to there, this section at least, so then I can do my cuts up. But that's all neither here nor there. So let's crack on. wall is done. We've got our tile trim on, cut to length. We've measured off and levelled a bit of trim, just stuck it to the wall. Now I can come off. I've got tiles to go there, so I've got to put those in, and then I can just measure off quite nice and neat, and then we'll polish the edge. So stay tuned and we'll show you how we polish these tile edges up. Okay, so to do this, we got that one in. We want to keep that level, which is what it is now. So we've measured that tile, which we've done, and we've cut it, and it's there. I'm just going to polish the edge. Then that one will go in, and we've set the guide on the tile cutter to cut 2 more. So then we do that one, and trim that one in, and then we would trim these to fit nicely. Because if I come off that corner, I could throw that corner out. So best to come up that line first and work back in. And to polish it, it's just an angle grinder with a diamond polishing pad on it. So we're just going to run that up the edge. Okay, so as you can see, we are cutting. We pre-cut these 3 tiles that are currently going up, and then we polish the edges to get a nice clean line on the tiles, no sharp edges, so that when they are butted up to the tile trim it looks nice and clean. We then got to shave them in for getting on the top there, make sure the top sits in there nicely. And it's going to fill this side in as well while I'm here with the rest of the adhesive. Just going to finish this bit off, and then that'll be us pretty much done for the day, I think. And then we're going to have a thorough clean, wash everything down, wash all the floors, wash all the tools, just make sure everything is spick and span, and then tomorrow when we come in we can get this finished off. Okay guys, so it's 2 o'clock. I know it's early, but I've run out of my blue winders, and I need some more adhesive to carry on for tomorrow. I need to get some tile board or Detromat for the floor. They're always changing what they recommend, so I'm going to speak to my supplier and see what he thinks is better, Detromat or 6mm tile board glued and screwed. I'm happy either way. I don't mind Detromat and I don't mind doing the tile board. It doesn't really affect anything. All I've got to do is get 1 bag of Rapid Set to put it down. Add 1 bag Rapid Set, Ricky. White. Yeah, see, new things I've got to pick up. So yeah, I'm basically going to call it a day today. It is the joys of running your own company, but we've cleaned up in here thoroughly. Everything's nice and tidy. That whole wall apart from the cuts is done, so I've added a bit of timber down the bottom there because we're going to create a raised step, which I'm going to clad in 10mm tile board. And then tomorrow we will then do that, clean that off, 10mm tile board, that silicone the whole tray. Now that that's all gone off, give that till tomorrow, get that tray siliconed in, and then I can batten that wall, start tiling that wall. I've spread that corner out flat, so that'll be gone off. And then we can tile that wall, and we should have that wall finished tomorrow as well. And maybe get the Detromat or the tile board down as well. And then Friday we can basically start tiling the floor with Rapid Set. We'll do all the cuts and Rapid Set it. And then Monday morning, or Friday, maybe even Friday, we can start second fixing, or Monday morning second fix. So basically be done. Guys, the last video that I made of the end of the day somehow ended up getting cut short. So just so you know, that is basically how we left it. We have just got to put the tiles in along the bottom tomorrow, but that might be Friday. So the plan is just to reiterate what we've already done. We're going to tile the window wall, the return wall, probably put the Detromat down on the floor. Then that'll be tomorrow. Then Friday we will do the infills at the bottom and then tile the floor. And then Monday we get the Goproxy grout system going, where we have to put wax on all the joints, use a mastic gun and put the resin grout in. and then Tuesday that will be then blade scraped off to leave a nice clean finish, and then we will second fix and silicone. So hopefully we'll be finished Tuesday. If not, we may have to pop back Wednesday just to do some final niggly bits, but I reckon we'll be done there by next Tuesday. So don't forget guys, like, share, follow, subscribe to that YouTube channel and hit that notification icon. And I really appreciate it guys. The subscribers are really starting to kick in on the YouTube now. We're nearly at 3,000. So a big thank you to everybody that is subscribing and all the great comments. I don't get any hate on this YouTube channel, so it means a lot to me guys. So a big thank you and a big shout out to you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.